the Norwegian Encore. It is day 3. We are going to Juneau today. Check out the view. No, we're up top, you're gonna deal. But yeah, we are on our way to Juneau, but we're also late for our Speedway reservation, which is in like 15 minutes. So I'm gonna run over there and I'll let you guys know how that goes. And also share some beautiful views because this is like literally just so gorgeous. Okay, talk to you soon, bye. We just did the racetrack. It was really good. We did it first thing in the morning. So shout out to Zach, the traveling man. He had said that he waited a really long time because of the line, even though he had a reservation. We got a really early reservation in Juneau, and I feel like that worked really well. But yeah, it was great. We had a really good time and definitely recommend it. Okay, so it is about 2 o'clock and we are approaching Juneau. If you look out this way, you can kind of see the town there, and it looks like one of the celebrity boats, and then also the Norwegian Bliss is here. So that's kind of a lot of cruise ships in one port at the same time. I was hoping we'd run into the Magic, but we didn't. So a couple things I didn't bring up before about the Speedway racing. So just keep in mind that there is a limit on how heavy your race car can be. You will have to be weighed in order to get on to the track and into your race car. If that's triggering for you, you might want to keep that in mind because it's like out in the open. It's not like they pull you to the side or anything like that. So it's definitely not private. Also, when you get on the race car track or when you're waiting, you cannot have anything like in your hand. So nothing loose, no bags. Give it to somebody waiting, or make sure they can tuck away into your sweatshirt. Additionally, they put it's like a bandit thing. It goes over your head, and like so your eyes are showing. It just keeps your face protected and warm. And then they put a helmet over you, and other than that, you're just sitting in the race car, so they don't give you like a jacket. If you get cold easily, just bring a jacket or something that can fit underneath the straps, because they strap you in. That's it for the race cars. I just wanted to make it really clear. And also, again, I would totally recommend going really early. My sister had a reservation and she's been waiting for about an hour to get on, and that kind of coincides with what I'd heard before, that it does take some time to get on if you don't get there really early or if it's like not busy. So I definitely recommend doing that. Also, the Galaxy Pavilion, we went there but didn't actually end up buying the 1 hour pass because it was also very busy. So again, that's something I recommend you wait until it's not as busy, because it's worth your money when you have like the full amount of time. So keep that in mind. All right, well, we're gonna get off the boat pretty soon. We're gonna explore Juneau and hopefully either do whale watching or go see the glacier. So I'll talk to you a little bit later. Bye. All right, we're on our way into town. We are walking. The shuttle line was super long. There's 2 other boats here, like I mentioned, so it's just really busy. And then we're gonna try to see if we can get an excursion at a good price. It's been about almost 20 minutes. We're still walking. We have 3 kids with us, so they're like kind of throwing a fit, but it's like, oh, crab pops. There's Renee right there. It's not really a long walk, and it's really pretty, and it's a nice day. We kind of lucked out. There's no rain, and it's not super cold. But as you can see, it is on like a really busy street. So again, if you have little ones, you just want to make sure you hold on to their hands. We ended up booking an excursion. It's going to be a whale watching excursion. It is like 3 hours and really excited about it. Also, I found the place that, right here, Alaskan Brewing. I think that's the place that has the crab Bloody Mary. And then also the first time I ever went on a cruise was on this boat, Celebrity Cruise Line. So kind of cool to be full circle.
About a 25-minute drive to the harbor from where you'll be hopping off this bus and getting on your whale boats. You're going to see whales today. And you picked a pretty good day to be in Juneau, considering the fact that we're a rainforest and it hasn't rained all day here. What? So give yourselves a round of applause for probably going to stay warm and dry out there in your boat. So it's great. Yeah.
Good morning from the Norwegian Encore, day 7 of our Alaska cruise. I'm gonna have my coffee and we're gonna chat a little bit about yesterday. It was amazing, absolutely amazing in Juneau, and I just had a lot I wanted to cover. My camera died, so I couldn't do like an end of day recap, so we're gonna talk about it a little bit and then we're gonna talk about today's plan. We are in Skagway. I'm in the Internet Cafe on deck 6. I love deck 6, that's where I get my Starbucks. Opens every day at either 5:30 or 6 a.m., closes at 10. Highly recommend getting the Starbucks package. Okay, so let's talk about Juneau. So if you guys are like me and you're watching a bunch of videos and you're researching all about what to do when you get off the boat, the number one thing that people talk about is that it is like a madhouse, and that is 100% correct. On our cruise, we got into Juneau at 2:30 in the afternoon. So everybody had taken their naps and they were ready to get off the boat. Luckily, we were on a lower deck, so we just had to walk down one flight of stairs. We were able to get off the boat within like 10 minutes. And then from there, you walk up like a bit of a hill, and there's signs there that have tours, buses into town, and then if you're going to walk. Many people have talked about how because there's so many people on the Norwegian Encore, it holds about 4,000 people. So if everybody's getting off at that 2:30 mark, because it's from 2:30 to like 10 o'clock that you're in the port, it can be a long wait. So we did opt to walk, and I did drop some footage about how the walk was. If I was with by myself with my husband, it probably would have been fine. But because we had small children with us that were a little bit fussy, and it is right off of a really busy road, I think I still would have walked just for the consideration of time and also our plan, which I will talk to you about in a few seconds. But it is a walk. Make sure you have like a little stroller for your kids, or make sure your kids kind of listen because you are on a main road. So we get into town, and I had already had a plan to book an excursion when we got into town. I did not pre-book any of my excursions, so I felt like I could just get off and try to find a local company to book through. So we were able to find a whale watching company, and it was absolutely amazing. Juneau whale watching excursions, and I will put a link in the description because I highly recommend them. They did a great job. We had Captain Brennan, we had Jimmy, and then we had Cha-Cha on our boat, and they took us on a bus at 5:30, so we got to walk around the town for about an hour. Took us to a port, and we had an amazing driver that talked to us all about what he'd been doing prior to moving to Alaska. We learned about bears and bald eagles and the school system in Juneau, which is really awesome. All of that was super cool. It was like maybe a 15-20 minute bus ride over to the port. We got off at the port. There was bathrooms there, got on the boat. The boat was really nice. They said it was about 2 weeks old, so it looked really great. It smelled really great, really clean. And we saw so many humpback whales, at least 6 of them. At least 6, and they drove us around. You could be outside on the main deck or the lower deck, or you could be inside where it was covered. So I did have the family upstairs for a while, and then when it got cold, took the baby downstairs, and baby fell asleep nice warm on the under part of the boat. But it was truly amazing. I have not done a whale watching tour before, and I was on the fence about it because I felt like it was a little bit pricey, but honestly, it was totally worth it. And on the way back, we did see the Mendenhall Glacier. We didn't get to stop, but you could see it. And our driver did talk about that it's recessing. They lose 6.5 inches a day of that glacier. So truly amazing to be able to do that. Highly recommend it. And then when we got back on the boat, something that I wish I would have looked at prior to getting off the boat was when the restaurants closed. I think that is one thing I will say about this boat. You are not an eater or a person that eats during like the prime time, so normal buffet hours, lunch or dinner. I feel like it's challenging to find food if you're not going to the local. So if you don't have the ability to just sit down and wait for a sit-down dinner or a sit-down snack, it's difficult to find food. Also, if you get room service, you have to pay the delivery cost, which is about $11 after tax. So if you're doing that every day, that can add up. That's one thing that has been a challenge because we have small kids, so we can't always just sit down and have like a nice, relaxing local dinner. That being said, when we came back on the boat, they had a bunch of places that were going to be open till 10, like the Manhattan room. That's one of the main dining rooms that's complimentary, included in your cruise pricing. We did not opt to do that because I did want to try the local. I'd heard really good things about it. So we did sit down and get the local. It did take us maybe like 30 minutes to get our food, which wasn't too bad. I think that the kids were kind of waking up and some of them were still asleep just from the bus ride. So it worked out. That was fun. Local was really good. I had the sweet chili wings. My sons had the fish and chips. I did have the Wrangler burger, excellent, and they toasted the bread with butter. I try not to eat bread unless I'm indulging, but I did scratch off a little bit of the butter so I could taste that. It was really good. And then we had apple pie in the end. It was interesting. It was like a stacked woven apple, and then a little bit of ice cream. I didn't eat too much of that because I was feeling pretty full, but it wasn't too sweet, which is interesting because a lot of times you go on cruise ships and they'll overload the sweets, like put a lot of sugar in it. It wasn't too sweet. So that was really good. And yeah, that was our closing Juneau moment. Definitely recommend getting off the boat, and if you can make it work, you can get off and you can book your excursion right there. You have to walk into town though, and there's a bunch of booths there. Absolutely recommend it. Great job, crew, and I'll talk to you a little bit about our Skagway plan.